right to the Raintree property owners meeting on December 17th, 2018. We do have a quorum, so we will get started with the meeting. First thing on the agenda is the agenda. We need to have approval of that.
I make a move to approve the minutes with one adjustment, or not the minutes, excuse me, the agenda. On item 3, we'll just strike annual from the description of the minutes.
Anybody object to that?
The annual November.
The annual December meeting. Yeah, November meeting, that's right. Okay. So we need a motion to accept the agenda, folks.
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Those against? Okay. Approval of the open minutes meeting for November 18, 2018. We need a motion to accept those minutes.
A motion to accept.
A second. Good motion and a seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Those against? Okay. Okay, we need approval of the closed minutes of November 11th.
So moved.
Okay.
Second.
Got it. Thank you. Okay, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Okay. Mr. Jerry, how about treasurer's report? Presentation of bills.
Okay. I presume everybody has a copy of the balance sheet as of November 30th. Current assets. Total assets is on the back, and the liabilities are right below that on the back called page 2. Everything seems to be in order. We don't seem to have any problems with that. Then you'll go to the profit and loss. These are on a cash basis, so everybody understands. So it's not the accrual, or it'll change numbers everywhere. Okay, again, we have, everything seems to be in order. We have no problems with that. Everything came out the way we wanted. Then we go to the checks and balances. I'll call a couple of those out on your checks and balances. Are your, it says detailed by account. Okay, I'm sorry. Again, this is a cash basis. It's number 1141. It says Leader Publications maintenance advertisement. We had an advertisement in for a new maintenance person, so you know what that was for. And then if you go down farther, it says liability C, and it says QuickBooks payroll service. That is for our payroll. We do that now out of that. And then someone asked in the past about are we treating the lakes? If you'll notice on check 1148, it says Aqua Service Consultants. It says lake treatment, $1,733.67. So it was, we just got the bill and we paid it right away. So you know that we are treating the lakes. As we go down again, it's check 1156. It's Curryville Fisheries. It's the Stock Lake Walleye, 1,300. So the lake was stocked, the main lake anyway. The other lake we'll find out about later. We can ask Dennis and he'll be able to tell you why. And let's see, what is the other one? Okay, then there was one on here for $1,400, which is the main fuel. That goes down to the shed, the maintenance shed that you're wondering. And then you'll see a lot that says gate card refunds. We had a small program going, paying back people who had for whatever reason, said, oh yeah, we want these gate cards, and they were paying all this money. I wanted 5, I wanted 4, and they only needed 1 or 2. So now we had to refund their money to them. So that's what that all is. So you wanted to know about all the refunds. One other thing, last month we mentioned we were sending out for our accounting services for the upcoming years through 2021, and we sent those to 3 different companies. One was a Reuben Brown Bridgewater, which does it now, and who was the other gentleman? Hoffman Clark. Hoffman Clark didn't even respond for whatever reason. Reuben, he doesn't want anything to do with this for whatever reason. He apologized, was very polite. No, we don't want to take on another customer, etc., etc. So anyway, Bridgewater sent his in time, according to everything we wanted. His final bid was $10,100 for 18 and 19, or 19 and 9. Then a 2% increase for 2021, and that'll end up, the final one in 2021 will be $10,300. So that's where that's, and we'll accept his bid and we'll send that to him tomorrow or the next day. And that will be it.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, need to have somebody motion to approve the treasurer's report and presentation of bills.
I motion that we approve those items.
Second. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any negatives? No? Okay. Correspondence report.
We've had just a few items of correspondence. Jerry already mentioned the 3 requests for proposals that went out. We had a couple legal items, and we sent some past due statements for legal action. Not a lot this time.
Standing committee reports, admin and legal. Sounds like me. Okay, admin. Okay, so the office staff is still working on gate codes, which is a daily routine. They've been collaborating with security committee on upgraded security program, gates, etc., learning the new program. Working with the finance committee and budget. Collections with attorneys and MCA collection agency, keeping us busy. Gate card refund project is now complete. Jefferson County transfer project has been completed. 101 properties were transferred from the prior owner to Jefferson County. So that's 101 properties we don't collect dues from. So,
Is this a single owner?
no, these are multiple owners. Okay, that would be the admin report. And on legal, there was a hearing on November 30th. Does anybody remember that date?
I believe that is the
30th? Okay, and the judge has ordered us to go into a mediator with our issues with the country club. So that's what and that's going to be on January 25th. They've appointed a St. Louis County judge to be the mediator.
Did they ever say location yet?
No, I haven't heard from that yet.
See if we can keep it here.
As soon as I get the word out, yeah. As soon as I get the word, I'll pass it on to you guys. Or if April gets it. Okay, so ACC, what do you got for us?
Last meeting, we approved 2 fences, and in front of you, you have a application for a variance that was recommended for approval by the ACC to the board. And if you look at it, if you can read it, It is a small lot with an average size home being built on it. And there's a couple feet on one side, 6 feet on the other. It's not encroaching too much, and it's similar to a house that was built on a lot adjacent to it that also got the variance approved years ago. So from the ACC perspective, we didn't feel like it was out of the realm to approve a variance, but it's in front of us tonight to vote on it.
Okay. So it looks like 6 feet on one side and 2 feet on the other?
Right. I think there might be a foot on the backside, Denny, where the
Okay.
deck kind of,
Protrudes?
yeah.
I'm familiar with that lot, and it is a very small lot.
Right.
Okay.
To be honest, from the back of the house to the seawall, there's a lot of room to that area,
Yes.
so it's not like he's right on top of the lake or anything.
Right.
So unless there's any objections, I make a motion to approve this variance.
I'll second it.
Okay, it's been motion and seconded. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any negatives? Okay, you got it, brother.
That's all I have for ACC. I do believe we got a meeting tomorrow night, and there is a home on there. Oh, I do have one thing in ACC that I stopped by that lot over there on the second lake, Al Hardy's building it, and I stopped and talked to the homeowner yesterday. And I don't know who the inspector is on that. April, do you know who it might be? On Hardy's house over there on,
Who might be the inspector on Hardee's?
Yeah.
Waterford?
yeah.
I think it's Lenny Kolinsky.
Somebody had told him to put a culvert under the driveway, which it's about a 12-inch culvert. And the way the lot lays and the way it's gonna grade after he's completed, it's really gonna serve no purpose. And there's a lot of utilities on the one side that he'd have to probably trench down close to 3 feet to get the water to drain, which is gonna interfere with all the utilities on the one side. The other side looks like it'll, based on the way the lot's gonna lay, once he does all his yard work, it'll be fine. He's asking if he can fill the culvert because it's causing, because the water's just laying in this two like ditches on each end of it. Personally, I don't see a problem with it. I don't think the culvert's gonna serve a purpose.
Customarily, on the houses on the lake fronts, they don't have,
He was told by somebody, I don't know if it was the inspector or who, but that he had to put a culvert under there, and I really honestly don't see the functionality of it.
okay, would you get with the inspector on that?
Sure.
Okay. Very good.
Hey, Lenny. Is that one yours?
Yeah,
Okay.
I looked at it.
Communications.
Communications, we had, I had passed out a draft of our newsletter about security, and we've added some to that, so we'll look at that a little bit later, but hoping that we're gonna be able to get that out even this week, if everybody agrees. So I'm gonna need a mailing list, and I'll talk to April about that. Otherwise, pretty run-of-the-mill Facebook, few messages here and there, but nothing huge.
Okay. Finance, Jerry.
There is nothing going on. Lori will be presenting the bills next month, and handling everything while I take a little vacation. So you'll have it for the next 2 months.
You know you don't get paid for vacation, you know that.
Well, I'm going to go to the POA resort, you know.
Florida. Florida. How about Lakes and Beach, Dennis?
We had our dam inspection on the 13th of December for Autumn Lake and Spring Lake. It's an inspection that's required every 2 years for those two lakes to renew our license for those dams. Inspection went well. There were no major issues revealed. We did have some areas to keep an eye on and continuing maintenance areas to keep up with, all of which were normal from previous inspections. Dave Donovan, who was the lead inspector, was very complimentary of the overall condition and maintenance of both dams, thanks to the effort of Tom Hayes and his crew. That's it.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
We explain, I guess, basically, a lot of the people here, we did the treatment, so everybody knows. We purchased the walleye, but they only go into the, what I call the big lake, I'm sorry. Am I correct?
The walleye went into the big lake.
Yeah,
That's
and
correct.
could you tell them why they don't throw them in the other lakes? So
Um,
everybody understands. I'm sorry.
We're actually working off of a plan that the Missouri Department of Conservation put together. They came out, I think it was it 2 years ago, Frank? 3 years ago, and actually did a study of all of the lakes, of what the fish population was. This year we put channel cat in the 53-acre lake and the other two smaller lakes, the bigger of the two smaller lakes. And there weren't any channel cat put in the big lake because we've got a big enough population of those. And the walleye were put in Autumn Lake because it's got the water depth to support it, and they need to have walleye put in that lake. Now, the water treatment process actually starts in early April, as soon as the water temperature gets up high enough, and that goes up through the 1st of September. The $1,700 is reflected on the bills being paid this month, was the last of a 3-part installment in paying him for the last section of the treatment.
Yeah.
And the lakes that are treated, they start out with the first treatment, then they're reviewed every 3 weeks. If we have something come up where somebody feels like the weeds are getting out of control in front of their place or at the end of the cove or whatever, they've been letting me know that. I've been coordinating with Matt Redmond. He's been coming out on, so he's kind of on a will call basis too if something gets out of hand. And I thought it worked real well last year. And his bid was the same this year, so we're planning on using him again in 2019.
That's great. Just so people understood that we are treating the lakes, okay? Because that's been some things in the past that have been brought up on numerous occasions. So,
Is that all you got done?
That's all I got.
All right. Okay, maintenance. Okay, the maintenance guys have performed 6-month checks on the trucks, including oil changes and lube. Renewed license plates on the trucks and trailer. Worked clearing ditches of leaves, limbs, and volunteer trees. Does anybody know what a volunteer tree is?
One that you don't want there.
Guess that's what it is. So, okay. Installed Christmas lights and decorations. Removed volunteer trees. Again, volunteer trees. What is this? And growth from Autumn Lake Dam, grown per DNR inspection requirements. Met with DNR dam inspectors Dennis Stein and Frank Henrich for biannual inspections. Worked clearing ditches of leaves, limbs, and volunteer trees. Again. Guys are killing me with this volunteer tree thing. Unburied several large and important culvert pipe heads around the lakes. Made repairs to security equipment at entrances. Have already worked 4 snow or ice events. We have approximately 75 tons of salt in storage with our supplier. And it's ready for delivery when needed, and a full storage bin is here, and it's already stocked. So, the maintenance crew asks that residents please use off-street parking whenever possible when snow is imminent. If anyone has any areas that they see needs attention, please fill out a work order and we will assess what can be done. and that is our maintenance report. Roads. Okay, I sent correspondence to Judy Wagner of the Missouri Department of Transportation regarding the intersection out here at Highway B and Collin Drive. She was informed of what the POA has done and will do to help with the visuals when exiting the subdivision onto Highway B. We also asked for additional signs on Highway B warning of the busy intersection drivers are approaching. We'll let the members of the association know next month what their response is to our request. I've reviewed the locations of the suggested road work for 2019 and have compared the number of houses on the streets and areas and how many have had remediation. As of now, only 4 or 5 locations out of the 20 that we've got planned for next year would be eligible for POA to receive funding from the EPA. So we're starting to lose the locations. We've gotten most of that stuff behind us. But we're still going to keep trying to wave. Every nickel and dime is going to be important. So next year's road work will primarily be paid for by the POA, and that would be dependent on how much funds are available. So there's no promises on how much will be accomplished. And that's your road report. How about rules?
Yeah, we have a few pending, but I'm about to complete 4 of them. So, slowly but surely.
Okay. Security.
We're at the software install and training phase at this point. The software is in, office staff being trained. Right now it's a little difficult because they're trying to get trained at the same time they're working. So they're doing, a minute or 2 here, then they gotta run an answer phone and stuff like that. So hopefully we can set something up where they can take a Monday or a Sunday or something like that, get them all together, get them out here for 1 full day of training and get them on board. So, but it's moving forward, and we're really, really happy with the work that
Do you think
Dan's done
do
for
you
us.
think the possible to keep them an extra hour or 2 in the daytime to learn it after they close, rather than?
That would be up to Dan's schedule too, see if that's part of the problem.
That's right.
He's the trainer.
Right on.
So, but he's done a really awesome job on this. So we're just moving forward. We'll come into fruition here real soon.
Just to add to that, one of the main functions of the newsletter, just to remind you all, is to give residents a chance to give us phone numbers that will be keyed into the system as numbers from which or to which we will give these gate codes for impromptu guests. So this will be a newsletter that it'll be important for everybody to respond to.
Oh yeah, they'll have to provide us the phone numbers that they want to use. If they don't provide anything, we can't participate. There's just no way.
And this would also help us with robocalls, possibly?
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Something's missing on that. Oh, are we sending that just to the residents, or is it going to go to everybody?
It was going to go just to residents.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
lot owners can't accompany their guests if they're not here to let them in. So-
Right. Okay, is that all you have, John?
Yes, sir.
Okay, how about any old business? Got any issues?
I just have one. Jerry, on the accountants that we sent out information to for the bids, are we still able to send any more, or is that time period closed now?
It's closed. We sent them out and gave them, I think it was 15 days to respond. And one never responded. One said, he appreciated the offer, but they really not taking on anyone new. And then
I was just wondering, since we didn't get anyone other than our current CPA, just to have a,
Well, it was the same thing last year. or I shouldn't say last year, it was about 3 years ago, I think it was. It was the same way. We sent 3 of them out to 3 different people, plus our regular one, and they didn't want anything to do with it either. Why? I don't know. Maybe it's too far because we're not close, but these people, one company was in Arnold, one was in Clayton, and then he was down in Festus.
Do you have
I do know
suggestions?
somebody that could probably do it, and I would think cheaper, but
I think it's worth sending it out if it's cheaper and is efficient.
We may have to wait till next year on that to close, it's already closed.
yeah, exactly.
So, just like when I have roads, when I get bids on that,
Right.
cut off and that's it. So, keep that going.
Okay.
How about any new business? Anybody got anything?
I got a couple things. One thing that was brought to my attention by a homeowner, and it may be brought up in the open forum, is they wanted to know if they get a boat sticker after the actual renewal date later in the year, 6 months, is it cheaper, prorated at all, or is it still the same price as if you would buy it on the first day of renewal?
Same price,
Same price?
yeah.
The other thing is, they were wanting to know if there's anybody, or if there is a committee of, like a Raintree 911 in case somebody gets stranded on the lake. I myself have had it happen, and there's always somebody needing a tow because they ran out of gas or boat trouble. Is there a group or a list of people currently involved in rescuing anybody from the lake? Or if not, do we have a problem if somebody would create that or assist in creating that? So,
No problem creating.
We don't have that right now. It's been my experience, because I've rescued several people, that if you're, the people that are out boating